Evening. My name is Abdur-Rashid, and I am here making my About Me video to my fellow classmates and to my professors. There were a couple of questions that was asked of me to go through, and I will do just that. The first question is some unique facts about where I live. I live in Port St. Lucie, Florida, and I am a native New Yorker. I have been in Florida for about close to 2 years now. And one of the things that I noticed is when you're going to different stores, doesn't matter what it is, supermarkets, clothing stores, tattoo parlors, cell phone places. Everything is in a mini mall. So wherever you're going, expect to be in some type of mall. So that was one thing that I noticed. The second thing is when I came to Florida, I had to get my license changed to Florida, and it was at the tax collector building. Being a native New Yorker, we go to the Department of Motor Vehicles. We don't go to a place that's have anything remotely to do with taxes. So that strikes me as being odd. The other thing is that down here in Florida, they're very protective of their wildlife inhabitants. We have a lot of cranes, and they walk all over the place, and when you're driving, it's very common to see cranes walking across the street. And as a driver, when you see that, you have to literally stop your car, let the cranes make it to the other side, and then drive. Because if you hit the cranes, there's a fine that's attached to that, and maybe even having to do some jail time. They're very strict about that. So those were some of the unique things that I learned about Port St. Lucie, Florida. The second question was what motivated me to go for Masters in Social Work. And for one thing, I've always been a paraprofessional, and I want to take my career to the next level. So for me, becoming a social worker is quite different than being an aide or, a case manager, or, I wanted something that can bring me more money, because money is important. You need that to live. And I also want to be able to compete in the employment market. Being a social worker down here in Florida, they want you to have a master's and even a licensed clinical social work credential. Florida is very big on, and I guess the South in general is very big on credentials. And the higher level of education you have, the more licensing credentials you have, puts you in a better place to be able to actually survive down here in Florida. So that was the other reason. And also, being a social worker is in high demand. I can take this degree anywhere, not just Florida, but anywhere. My plan is to eventually sit for the licensing for clinical social work. So this is the foundation that I'm building to work up to being able to sit for that licensing exam in the future. The other question was a description of what it means to be a professional social worker. For me, it would be meeting the client where they're at, establishing a good rapport, establishing respect. So those are very critical things. The other thing is being able to provide resources to your clients, because resources are very important. Mental health resources, shelter resources, public assistant resources. That's very critical as well, as far as I'm concerned. So that's what it means for me to be a social worker, to be able to provide resources, to establish a good rapport with my clients, being able to work hard in bridging the gap between where they are and where they want to be, and having respect is important. So moving on to the next question, ideas of where I might want to do my first foundation year's internship. I'm in the part-time online program for the Masters in Social Work. I would like to do my internship in a substance abuse facility, because that's kind of like where I want the population I want to work with. I have a lot of psych background, but not enough substance abuse background. So I would like to be able to delve into that area of social work. And I think the biggest challenge for me doing an online program is just being able to pace myself, balance work, school, personal life, and not get overwhelmed, because this is a very short term. It's only 7 weeks. I've never had to take a class in just 7 weeks, so this is very new for me. So, those are I hope I, answered the questions accurately, and I look forward to doing well in this course. Again, my name is Abdur-Rashid, and look forward to doing well in the course. Bye.